What's good, everyone? Welcome and hello from M2M Coverage. We just watched the OKC Thunder and the Houston Rockets go at it in a Game 7, extremely close finale. There was such a nitty-gritty series. Defense won the game. James Harden with a good play on Lou Dort, and then also the Rockets collectively playing some good defense on that last possession where OKC had a chance to tie it up. But I just want to say, well fought by OKC. Chris Paul is a leader. Everybody's been saying that, but we need to mention it because they were not expected to get to this point, and they had a legit chance to win a Game 7 against a team that had so much pressure on them. So let's just get some initial reactions from you guys. Geoff, do you want to go first? How do you feel about the Rockets beating the Thunder by the slimmest of margins?
Yeah, sure. For a while, I thought the Thunder was going to win. Gallinari had the free throw, and then they could have made another shot, and they would have won that game. But James Harden he didn't have a great game, a great game offensively, but the defensive job at the end, it was extremely clutch, and it honestly won the game for the Houston Rockets. And I feel kind of bad for CP3. They still next year, if they get another star, this OKC Thunder team will be a team to watch.
Yes, definitely. And I just want to mention Lou Dort, what a game. 30 points from a rookie who locked down Harden for a lot of the series, made Harden inefficient, even though Harden may have gotten some of his numbers. But Lou Dort just playing well on both sides of the ball. He's going to be a star in this league in the future. And we'll look forward to seeing OKC when they have all these picks that they can use up as well from the trades. So, Gabe, how are you doing? What do you think of this Rockets Thunder series?
Well, first off, with this Game 7, it was kind of hard to keep track of everything going on towards the end. It just kept on changing possessions. Everybody kept trying to get the calls. No one was giving them the calls. Shout out to the Thunder for playing their butts off. I'm in no position here to talk bad about either team. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the clutch moments, some people are built for it and some people aren't. And I guess we saw tonight who was really built for it. Chris Paul played extremely well in most of the clutch, but just this one game that mattered more than the rest of them. It just seemed like the Rockets played harder and wanted it more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to debate you a little bit there because I don't think any team wanted it more necessarily. It came down to like the strategy, I guess the mental determination on defense from the Rockets on that one play. But there's so many things that could have affected the outcome of the game. So that's why I would debate you there. But moving on to Kevin, Rockets Thunder, what a series, man. These Game 7s have been amazing.
Absolutely. And actually, I think in just a larger picture of it all, the biggest winner from tonight is the NBA, because in the East, there were 3 sweeps, not really competitive, right? And right now in the East, it's looking like 2 more sweeps. And the West is providing that competition. The West is providing the entertainment. We had 2 Game 7s, both coming down to the last shot within 2 points. This is good for the NBA. This is good for competition. It's exciting, and I can't wait for the Western Conference semifinals.
And we also had a Game 6 and then a 1-8 seed matchup that would have been a good matchup had Damian Lillard not fizzled out towards the end of that series. So the West is definitely living up to its expectations and even exceeding its expectations in terms of entertainment. With that said, let's also talk about the Jazz Nuggets game from yesterday. Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray went back and forth all the way, every single game in the series, 40, 50, 50 points. The Nuggets pulled through in the end with Jokic making that shot and then Mike Conley missing a potential game winner from 3. So I guess my reaction to it is just Nuggets come back from 3-1. Jazz definitely had so many chances to win the series, but I think the Nuggets will give better competition to the LA Clippers. What is y'all's take? Geoff, you want to go first again?
Yeah, sure. That game was extremely close, first of all. When Mike Conley made that shot, I really thought it went in, but then, it bounced out. And I feel extremely bad for Donovan Mitchell. He had an amazing series, but it is what it is. The Jazz ended up blowing a 3-1 lead, and the Nuggets have been playing amazing, especially with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has been putting up like 50 points a game, and it's amazing to watch him grow as a player. And I honestly think they can put up a good fight against the Lakers, but I don't see them beating them.
Yep. And Gabe, what did you make of the Jazz Nuggets 7-game series?
Well, I thought that the Jazz, during this whole bubble run, kind of saved their chemistry thanks to Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert kind of salvaging, as Mitchell said, an unsalvageable relationship. That's what he said a few months ago. So shout out to the Jazz for finding that chemistry again, and Mike Conley, shout out to him because he in the bubble kind of looked like Mike Conley of years past in terms of his shooting and basketball awareness. So the Jazz definitely had some momentum. Unfortunately, it all just seemed to dwindle down at the wrong time. But the Nuggets in Game 7 played like more of a team, whereas Jamal Murray kind of carried Games 5 and 6, and Jokic too. Jokic played well all series. But yeah, it was just a really close series. Both teams are very, very talented, more so than just Murray Mitchell. But I think I agree that the Nuggets are going to give more competition to the Clippers.
And there's just something about these Game 7s that there's a different level of defensive intensity. The score was 80-78. That's ridiculously low in today's NBA numbers. And I just think like you can tell just by watching the way these players are playing defense that like it's going to be extremely hard to score on them. Like some shots are lucky shots, but it's just so hard to score in those Game 7s where the defensive intensity is at all-time high, where both teams want it. Kevin, do you have more to speak about that?
I agree. I think there was one span of the game, it was a 6 to 7 minute span where the Nuggets didn't even score a single point. And in the day of the modern NBA where we have high octane offenses, I love defense. Defense is something that I like to see in players. That's why I'm such a big fan of Drew Holiday, because he's such a defensive guard. But I think Gabe touched on it really well. I think the biggest winner actually is Utah. I mean, they may have lost a series, but let's be serious. Whoever would have won is still going to lose to the Clippers, and Utah just saved their franchise future. Because who knows if Donovan Mitchell might have forced himself out of Utah, but now he's going to get a max extension, and they're going to bring back Rudy Gobert, and they have that core protected. So big props to Utah for fixing their chemistry issues.
For sure, for sure.